As you guys can probably tell, I don't script any of my videos. This is all everything that comes off the top of my head, and unless there's like a long pause or I need to stop and take a drink of water in order to rehydrate to properly fucking spew out whatever the hell I want to talk about for the day, there really is no structure to this. So I don't know if this is going to be a long motherfucking episode because I got a whole host of different articles that are pulled up from a bunch of different sources, and it could either just be one of these things where I'm just ranting on about stuff for a long fucking time because, oh my god, did we have a whole bunch of coof news drop today. None of it's great, none of it's very good. All the contingency plans seemingly are just fucking falling by the wayside as the minutes click on, and I just think that the best course of action for this is to just get the information out there. Is this the black pill? Abso-fucking-lutely not. I think that the best way that we can fight this is, well, fighting back at this point. They keep tyrannizing us, and you think that, oh, if I just get the jab, I'm going to be immune from this. Well, don't worry. Take a look at the fucking first article we have pulled up here. FDA approves booster COVID-19 shots for vulnerable, immunocompromised people. Oh, it's just them right now. Yeah, and then eventually just give it a couple of fucking days at this point, because all of the other prognostications from earlier in the week, they're coming true. They're coming true at a rapid fucking rate because they won't stop. They won't stop until they can tell you to do exactly what to do, when to do it, and how quickly that you need to go out and fucking do it. They're just tyrannical. And when I'm saying they, I'm meaning governments. I'm meaning all of those fucking elites that just want to lord over you. They found the perfect opportunity to do that. They found the never-ending narrative because it can always just shift and change and move in order to fit their fucking schemes. Are you paying attention yet? Do you fucking see it happening right in front of your fucking faces? This is what's going on. I'm fired up. Jesus Christ. The FDA on Thursday authorized a booster shot of Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccinations for certain vulnerable and immunocompromised people. Remember, it seems like it was just a couple of days ago. Could have just been yesterday, in fact, when Fauci said, I think maybe boosters for the immunocompromised people or for the most vulnerable, that's probably a good idea. We're just going to wait for a roundtable discussion. And then fucking lo and behold, right after the fucking roundtable happens, guess what? Oh, booster shots for people that are highly vulnerable. What does that mean? Don't know. Don't fucking know. The authorization is an update to the existing emergency use authorizations for the 2 mRNA vaccines. Several other countries, including Israel and France, have similar recommendations on booster shots. It's working out super well for them. What about the CDC? The panel recommends third COVID dose for immunocompromised. So the FDA just gave you approval, and then the CDC just tell you to go ahead and fucking bend over and get the jab. Get the one that you need just for a booster. Don't worry, it'll just be the third jab, right? You just need to get those fucking numbers up, because once after about 6 months worth of gestation within your body, oh, the fucking efficacy rate just seems to plummet off of a fucking cliff. I'm not going to give you specific numbers because I don't need to be fucking targeted for this shit, but I'm just going to tell you to take a look at your own fucking studies if you want proof of that. They're out there, they're there, and then all of a sudden, oh, don't worry, this booster shot, and then guess what? It'll be every fucking 6 months, and it'll be every quarter, and then it'll be every month, and then it'll be, make sure that you book in your fucking pharmacy times every fucking week, and then when the next thing comes along, it'll just be right on your fucking vaccination papers, right? Center for Disease Control and Prevention Advisory Panel voted 11-0. No dissenting voices on that fucking panel. I find that hard to believe, but I bet it was a diverse panel of a bunch of different women and blacks and browns and a couple of fucking maybe potentially straight white people that are on there. Who knows? I'm sure it was very diverse. There was just no diverse opinions when it comes to this, but if you question any of them, you're questioning the science. Go fuck off. For additional COVID vaccine booster shots for individuals who are immunocompromised, don't worry, I'm sure they're going to be meeting very shortly to just go ahead and say everybody who's ever gotten the shot, you're going to need another booster because we got more studies. Now, speaking of studies, the Lambda, this is a different article, just the same picture, because this news comes fast and fucking heavy, and they don't have enough time to just fucking, I don't know, just illustrate the horror that's going on around us. I can't overstate this because it's so encroaching so fucking quickly And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until we start pushing back, because nobody's got our backs out there. None of the people who actually, you know what, want to make choices for their own body, who see where this fucking ends up. It ends up with people in camps. Look at the CDC. Look at some of their fucking phrasing that's out there. It's out there. They're talking about fucking starting up the camps. So guess what? Hop in that fucking boxcar. Hopefully you get a nice seat while you're in there. Lambda COVID-19 variant shows vaccine resistance. New study suggests. Cool. It was just thought about before, but now it's going to be vaccine resistance. So what's with the push for all the vaccines, huh? It's going to be the exact same fucking rhetoric over and over and over again. Oh, we're just going to start blaming the unvaccinated people. You've seen some of those fucking takes on Twitter and social media, Reddit, whatever, those fucking smooth brains, wherever they want to post. It's always the same fucking talk. They're just waiting. They're just waiting to fucking blame somebody for this, and it's going to be the unvaccinated people, because if everybody got vaccinated, there wouldn't be any variants that would be able to circumvent the vaccine. Fuck off. That's not how diseases work. Why do you think that there's a different tweak to the fucking flu shot every goddamn year? It's because shit fucking evolves. You got to deal with it. And it's not like we're dealing with something that has a fucking 50% mortality rate. It's not like this is airborne transmitted Ebola virus. No, this is a motherfucker of a virus that has a 99.98% survivability rate for anybody who catches the shit. Pay attention. Pay attention. Researchers in Japan have found that the Lambda COVID-19 variant exhibits highly ineffective and immune resistance to vaccines, and the version of the virus that has first emerged in Wuhan, China. Sure, no, but according to Chinese, it happened in Russia, and the different variants that come out because of the Russians right now. That fucking propaganda is out there, and that just gets allowed to be circulated all across Twitter. There's no fucking, COVID misinformation stickers on that, because they're all in bed with each other. They're all in bed with each other. A recently published preprint of the Japanese study, which has yet to be peer-reviewed. Oh, but don't worry, they're going to run with this, so just expect this to be fucking coming out next week. You bet your bottom dollar on it, even if it gets to next week. I don't know. Suggests that the Lambda variant first detected in Peru, really? Oh, okay, cool, is able to resist vaccine-induced and neutralizing antibodies that can fight off the China virus. In laboratory experiments, the researchers found that 3 mutations in the variant spike protein help it bypass antibodies, while 2 further mutations help it become more infectious. The Lambda variant, known as C.37, is believed to be the first emerged in Peru in August of last year. Then why is it taking so long to circulate if it's just been around for that long? Just asking, but has only been recognized as a potential global threat in recent months. Cool, yeah, because they see the narratives crumbling everywhere with a bunch of different mandates just fucking dropping by the wayside, and a bunch of smart, intelligent, fucking freedom-loving states and provinces around the world. They don't care, but they need an opportunity to continue to fucking govern over you in every single fucking thing you do. WHO previously said that the variant's neutralizing antibodies could increase its transmissibility or potentially increase its resistance. It is associated with substantive rates of community transmission in multiple countries. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's why it took since August of last fucking year to start to become another thing. Or maybe they just kept this one in its back pocket once the fucking Delta variant fucking runs dry, because yeah, oh no, all of this stuff, all of this fucking cash is just finding its way into different doctors' fucking pockets, because you take a look here. Yeah, with all the new boosters that are going to be coming, and oh yeah, because there's the new Lambda variant that skirted your first fucking full vaccination. Don't know, that's going to be the speculation, but I imagine those are going to be the talking points in the future. You're going to need another fucking booster, okay? And this one's going to have a little bit of a tweak to it. Is it still going to be used under the emergency authorization use? Don't fucking know. Probably, because they've got away with it for almost a fucking year at this point. God damn it. And they're going to be able to just fucking continue to stab that fucking needle right into your ass over and over and over again as more variants come out there from unpeer-reviewed studies. It doesn't even matter if it goes through the peer review process. Normally that takes months, but don't worry, all of this is expedited. It's all great and wonderful. All you need to do is just sign up, suck on the government tit, and never fucking question authority. I will not be doing any of that. Moderna and Pfizer-BioNTech alliance could reap billions of dollars from COVID-19 booster shots in the coming years, and what analysts and investors say could be the market comparable to $6 billion in annual sales for flu vaccines. Pfizer, its German partner BioNTech, good, everything great when it comes to science comes out of fucking Germany. It's not like we're repeating something that happened 70 fucking years ago. And Moderna have together locked in over $60 billion in sales from their respective COVID-19 vaccines through 2022. How awesome. Isn't it so wonderful to see all of those people that just a couple years ago were down with big corporations all of a sudden fucking simping for fucking Pfizer and BioNTech Pfizer-BioNTech, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, all of these fucking just absolute morally bankrupt assholes. I can't stand them anymore. I really can't. Moderna did not immediately respond to request. Of course not, because they were too busy counting their fucking stacks that are there. Oh yeah, and guess what? If you think you're going to be able to skirt this kind of stuff, they're going to be fucking hot on your trail because, oh no, there's no federal vaccine mandate database. No, there's no vaccine database. Don't worry about it. We don't know, even though we take down your name, your number, your fucking address in order to get the jab. No, there's no database for all that stuff. Go fuck yourself. I don't fucking believe you for a goddamn second. It's exactly the same stuff that Edward Snowden discovered when he made those leaks from the NSA public. Oh, we aren't spying on all of your phone conversations. Oh, really? It turns out we actually are. Oh, yeah. And then you take all of this information and then you have it recorded on a nice fucking CDC little postcard that you can carry everywhere so you can go in and go to different places and you think that you're doing such a good job and, oh, you're just going to wear your mask all the time even though you were told if you were going to get the fucking jab, you wouldn't have to wear your mask anymore. Oh, this is just so goddamn great. All of these fucking smooth-brained motherfuckers that are just going to buy this shit going into the future. It is impressive the amount of mental gymnastics that they'll go through in order to just simp for big government and big corporations. It's a crime to fake COVID-19 vaccine cards. No vaccination database, though. Really? Fucking really? You think we're going to buy that? Some people will. I ain't. Federal officials this week warned that it is a crime to falsify COVID-19 vaccination cards amid new registrations handed down by several major cities. Again, I can already kind of philosophize what they're trying to go ahead with here. It's by saying that you're falsifying some kind of federal document. Oh, okay. Normally, every other federal document that you have out there, I'll just take a couple of examples, like your driver's license, your passport. Normally, those federal documents they're backed up on computer servers, or back in the old days, the fucking Rolodex and the fucking file cabinets will be full of all of your different information that was there. Those were kept in federal databases, but all of a sudden you're saying that falsifying a federal document and then there's no backup for it? Interesting. Okay, what happens if somebody fucking loses their papers? Do they just get thrown on the boxcar like the rest of us? Don't know. We are aware in some cases of fraud or counterfeit COVID-19 cards being advertised on social media sites and e-commerce platforms. Yes, because they're watching everything you're doing. Every fucking thing you're doing. Well, the practice is not widespread. Oh, really? White House COVID coordinator Jeff Zientes said during a COVID-19 White House virtual briefing. Zientes added that it is a crime and that the Office of the Inspector General and the Department of Health and Human Services is investigating these schemes. Oh yeah, it's a crime, just like Andrew Cuomo grabbed some asses. Oh, it's a state and federal crime. What did you charge him with? Nothing. That's why we got to refer it to the prosecutor's office. Go fuck off. Previously, the FBI, the most worthless organization in all of the federal government, and other federal agencies said anyone who is buying or selling fake vaccine cards could face penalties. Fucking name them. Name them. Otherwise, people, go ahead and do it. I don't give a fuck. On Thursday, Zientes said that federal governments are not planning to create a centralized database that holds individuals' vaccination records. Oh, really? I think you already are. I think you already are, and don't fucking believe otherwise. Because, yeah, okay, maybe if you aren't going to do it at a federal level, some of these blue states are definitely going to be doing it. Some of these municipalities are as well. Why do you think San Francisco, they hopped the queue? Because, you know, that the key to New York City Pass, or whatever the fuck they want to call that horse shit that's up there. New York City's vaccine passport, that one's dropping end of August, middle of September or whatever. It doesn't matter. San Francisco beat them to the bottom of the barrel. So if you are, you know, willing to dodge the shit piles and the broken fucking needles on the street to go into a different restaurant or anything, you got to show your papers. You got to show your papers to go literally fucking everywhere. And having some family, having some extended family in Northern California around the San Francisco area, this troubles me a lot. This troubles me a fucking hell of a lot, because who knows, maybe one day I'll find myself in that area. And you know what? If people give an inch in this area, and because it's what, like D plus fucking 590 for Christ's sakes, all of this stuff is just going to be allowed to go on unfucking abated, and there's nothing anybody can fucking do about it. San Francisco becomes first major U.S. city to mandate vaccinations for all indoor entertainment, including restaurants. On August 12th, San Francisco became the first major U.S. city to require full vaccination for patrons and employees, both sides of the fucking counter. Terrific. To enter restaurants, gyms, bars, and entertainment venues. In the new order announced by Mayor London Breed, you should consider breeding with a 12 gauge, and Director of Health Dr. Grant Colfax, whatever, on Thursday takes effect August 20th for customers and October 13th for staff and prevents residents from submitting negative COVID-19 tests as a result of a substitution of vaccination. Forced fucking mandates. Remember what else Fauci said earlier this week? Oh, I don't think the federal government is going to allow you to just mandate vaccines. It's going to come from local municipalities. I'm not fucking Nostradamus, okay? This is just being able to see a pattern that has already been established and then just walking it down to its logical conclusion. Hopefully, my logical prognostications don't continue to be correct walking down this line of ideas, but I haven't been wrong so far. In a press release, Breed said the directive will require businesses in certain high-contact indoor sectors. But how do you quantify that? You can't exactly. Such as those that serve food or drink like bars, restaurants, clubs, theaters, and entertainment venues, as well as indoor gyms and other fitness establishments to obtain proof of vaccinations from their patrons and employees and in order for them to go inside those facilities. Cool, so all of the fucking unwashed masses can just cling at the fucking windows and just beg to come in. I hate it all. It also applies to select healthcare personnel. Of course, that's where it's going to start, and then it'll eventually start being healthcare adjacent positions. And then it'll be anybody who helps out with that industry, and then it'll be delivery workers, and then people who are in contact with delivery workers. This is how it goes every fucking step along the path. The order does not include individuals ordering or picking up food or drink to go, yet businesses have additional time for staff until October 13th to make sure they are compliant with the order. Enough people have to say fuck off to this. I don't know if enough people will, because you remember the lockdowns, they killed off like 60% of small businesses. The only thing that's left, big chain retailers. And are they likely to fucking tell them to go fuck themselves? Absolutely not. It was a plan. It was a perfect plan, and it seems to be working. I just hope enough people have enough fucking backbone. I'm not optimistic about it, though. But again, just showing that they don't actually care about your safety. You guys remember Barack Obama's birthday party, right? 63 people have popped positive out of the hundreds that were there from his scaled back event that was only going to have close friends and family to celebrate my 60th birthday. Yeah, 63 people right now. As of recording, right now, this is 6:30 Friday afternoon. The spike in cases more than any other week since April on Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, there probably hasn't been a gathering like that since the outset of the pandemic at Martha's Vineyard. But they don't care. Nobody's going to talk about this. It's just going to go on. And because it's the elites, they'll get away with it. They'll tell you, oh, we won't have gatherings like that anymore. No. We're all about public safety. Yeah. Same shit Gavin Newsom did, and then, oh, well, my friends put in a lot of hard work for their 50th birthday party, and it was just our closest friends that numbered into the 50s and 60s. So we just went down and, rented out a closed down restaurant that, hey, I closed down, but I can open it back up because I'm king of California, and Barack Obama still thinks that he's king of the United States of America. And if you think you're going to be getting any help from the fucking bench, I don't think so. This is tangentially related to the point, but the eviction moratorium, yeah, it's going to be staying there. Judge rejects attempt to immediately block CDC's latest eviction moratorium because, hey, Joe Biden says, hey, man, we don't control the courts, ... Yet, they're going to be packing the courts. They're going to be packing the courts. That's going to be the next thing that's going to be coming down the pike. Don't you fucking doubt it for a second. Federal judge on Friday announced she will not immediately block the Biden administration's latest pause on evictions. The pause is an extension of the previous moratorium, which Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh deemed an overreach, but it doesn't much matter. It really doesn't much matter because guess what? The CDC has more power than the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will do fucking nothing, and you will like it. The view of the ban enables the judge to block it, and she said she's prevented from doing so from the previous orders from other courts, including the nation's top one. Really? Friedrich in May vacated the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's eviction pause, finding the CDC lacked legal authority to impose a nationwide moratorium, but she quickly stayed the order on a request from the government pending appeal. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit the following month upheld the stay, asserting that the Department of Health and Human Services, which included the CDC, was likely to succeed when the case was immediately decided. The Supreme Court followed by refusing to overturn the ban in place at the time of the narrow 5-4 decision in which Kavanaugh was the only justice to offer his thoughts regarding how he voted. And who voted on the side to keep that fucking ban in place? Well, that would be Amy Coney Barrett, somebody who I was very vocally critical about when she was first appointed. I remember it was one of the very first videos that were on this channel, and she was not going to stand up for you. She was very much for all of these lockdown cases. Just take a look at what she was doing before she was appointed to the Supreme Court. Oh, she's one of the most brilliant women who has ever been associated with the Supreme Court. It's just going to be a lovely pick. That was the words of Mitch McConnell and the Federalist Society, who runs all this shit. Who's a part of that? John Roberts, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett. You take a look at any conservative judges that are out there and they're associated with that fucking Rhino Society. That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. The Supreme Court, yeah, no. There's apparently a Republican slant to that, but guess what? It's a 3-3-3 split. 3 liberals, 3 middling conservatives, depending on the fucking day, except for Alito and Thomas. They're fucking solid, but who knows what Gorsuch is going to do. He's normally pretty good on a bunch of shit, but then there's those 3 worthless fucking moderates that are out there, which are just fucking soft liberals, little R's at the end of their name and little dicks in their pants. Amy Coney Barrett, John Roberts, and Brett Kavanaugh, they're all fucking weaklings. And then you take a look at the fucking lockdown queen here. Amy Coney Barrett refuses to block Indiana University's vaccine mandate. Yep, guess what? Any place that's going to get federal funding, there is going to be an upcoming vaccine mandate. You bet your bottom dollar on it. Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett on Thursday declined to block Indiana University's COVID-19 requirement, which takes full effect this fall, offering no explanation for her decision, just like what they did with all of the fucking election cases. They just took a look at it. Oh, one line, fuck off. No standing. Yeah, it's a fucking conflict between 2 states, but the nation's top court and the only place where interstate conflicts can be resided doesn't have standing. Cool, you fucking weaklings. Absolutely worthless. Like I said, I think my head's gonna fucking explode because now we gotta take a look at my own home province. And, oh, no, this one is my home province. I couldn't be caught dead in fucking Ontario. It's a terrible place. But Toronto Mayor John Tory calls for vaccine passports across Ontario. Oh, yeah? Cool. Why are you even gonna fucking need it at this point? Because Trudeau Liberals announce all federal employees must be fully vaccinated. No fucking questions asked. No exemptions given. He doesn't give a flying fuck. You're gonna take that needle. Nobody's gonna ask any questions about it because 73% of people approve of the different mandates that are out there. Fucking losers. Absolutely worthless human beings. Liberal President and the Privy Council Dominic LeBlanc announced during a press conference on Friday that Trudeau's government will move forward with mandating vaccines for federal employees. Which ones? All of them. Every last one of them. Employees will now be required to receive at least 2 doses of approved vaccine for COVID-19. According to Natasha Fata, Crown corporations and federal agencies are urged to follow suit. It's just urged right now. Give it a couple of days. This is an evolution of the government's posture in protecting the health and safety of Canadians. You don't look at the numbers. You don't care about the health and safety. You just care about fucking control. Why else would you be looking at blocking interprovincial air travel for unvaccinated Canadians? This is where I start to lose a lot of hope. Honestly. In all fucking honesty. There is one province, there is one premier, and thankfully it's the one in Alberta who is holding strong against this type of stuff, but it's one person against an entire tidal wave of absolute tyrannical lunacy. If they get away with this, I'm just loading up my vehicle and fucking hopping the border. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. Because if you secede this ground, if you think that all of these fucking walls closing in are going to somehow change my mind on this one, I don't think so. I'm not giving up that right to make my decision on my own fucking health. Because after that, what else are they going to get away with? If they can hold you down, fucking force a needle into your arm, what else can they get away with? You don't give up this fight. Transportation Minister Omar Abdullah, I don't give a fuck. Diverse though. Said during a press conference on Friday that unvaccinated Canadians will no longer be able to travel interprovincially via train, plane, or large marine vessels. Algebra said that those who are unable to get vaccinated will still be able to go through testing and screening measures. Canadians deserve to feel more confident when they're having the fucking boot put on their neck. I've had enough. I've so totally had enough. I know I care. I know some of you people out there care. If you're hearing this message, very likely you care because this is a very long, very ranty video. I didn't anticipate it to go on that long because I care about your right to be able to choose how you want to live your life. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what city, what province, what state you live in. You have the right to decide your own future. You don't have to worry about the government over your shoulder telling you exactly how you're supposed to fucking live your life. I thought there were wars fought over stopping those type of authoritarians, not having half the population fucking line up just to say, govern me harder, daddy. Very few of the elected officials care. Oh, a lot of Republican senators, a lot of Republican House members are saber-rattling over this. Oh, if you just elect us in 2022, we're going to make a difference. We don't have until 2022. We barely have until the fall. And what is... I was going to say Barack Obama again. It's the fucking third term of Barack Obama, let's be fair. What is Joe Biden doing? He's packing up and fucking going out for a 5-day-long weekend. He's not in charge of this government. He's barely in fucking control of anything that he's doing, and critics slam Biden's long weekend silence as Afghanistan falls to Taliban. I have a whole lot more about that. It's about another 20-minute long video for Sunday about the fall of Afghanistan, and I know that there's not a whole hell of a lot that the president can do. It might sound contrary to what what popular belief is, but I don't necessarily see Biden taking up arms and then just flying over to Kandahar to fucking maintain any of the strategic strongholds. There's some phone calls that he can make, but he also has people for that. He's had people for that since he's assumed the mantle of president back in January, so everything's just going to run smooth. It's just bad optics, and as the party of optics, that's probably fairly important to them, but then at the same time, they're also massive hypocrites, which you see their hypocrisy on a daily fucking basis. They don't care. They don't care, because you remember, Orange Man would just go golfing all the time, which is exactly the narrative they're running with. Team Biden blaming Donald Trump for Taliban taking over Afghanistan. That's not unexpected, but a very stupid strategy. Let's see what their take on this is to wrap this up. President Biden's team is increasingly grown defensive following the swift Taliban seizure of key Afghan cities after he withdrew American troops. West Wing officials voiced their frustrations with former President Donald Trump because Orange Man bad, right? The officials complained that Trump only left them with 3,000 troops in Afghanistan. That's why they had to send in another 3,000 troops. Just a little, heads up for what we're going to be talking about on Sunday. But yeah, of course, whenever in doubt, just pull the fucking Trump cord and you can always just blame him. And then all the fucking clapping seals that are in the press room will just go, yeah, that is right. Yup. It was all the Orange Man's fault. There's a reason I don't like to say the left and the right. I sometimes just get lazy and say the elites that are out there. But at the end of the day, the big divide, at least as best as I can strategize it, is that there's people who hate competence and people who seek competence. And that's what we have right here. We have an entire administration in the United States and in Canada, let's be completely honest on that one, that just hate other people who accomplish stuff. They want to just give over all of their free will. They just want to think that the entire universe is just going to take care of them. It's just going to do what they may. And then on the other side, you have the people that just take absolute responsibility. People who think that they can make a difference on this. I'm not going to let these motherfuckers overrun my life. I'm not going to let them get as tyrannical as several regimes have over the past even just 100 years. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I can. I don't know how much of a voice I'm going to have, but hey, I think I just crossed 600 fucking subscribers today, which is amazing. The growth over the past month of doing all the Trevor Bauer coverage, I know I'm not stupid. I see that that's the only shit that really takes off on the channel. And if anybody's still watching this at this point, you are one of the hardcore, you're one of the real ones, and I definitely do appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Just do it mostly because I've read the history books. I know where this stuff goes, okay? And I know that there are some good people out there that are worth saving, that are worth fighting for. I just see that there's a lot of bad people in a lot of important places, and you can't let them get away with this stuff. I'm optimistic about the future. I just see that there's a lot of ruts ahead in that road. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Catch y'all later.